now to the very latest on that rare piece of good news during this coronavirus pandemic. We've been talking about this potential breakthrough therapy, a drug called Remdesivir, that has been found to help patients recover from the virus more quickly. But when will it be approved? How soon will it be available? Well, Daniel O'Day is the chairman and CEO of Gilead Sciences. That is the company that discovered the medicine. Mr. O'Day, good morning to you. Congratulations on your discovery and in your work here.
Good morning, Savannah. It's great to be with you this morning.
Well, it is widely expected that the FDA will grant emergency use authorization for this drug, Remdesivir. What are you hearing about how quickly that may be?
Well, Savannah, let me just first say on behalf of everyone at Gilead, I know I speak for, thanking everybody that brought Remdesivir to this point. Most importantly, the patients and the caregivers that worked with us in the clinical trials. And equally, now that we have the data that Dr. Fauci articulated this week from the NIH trial, we're moving very quickly with the FDA. In fact, the collaboration with the FDA and with Commissioner Hahn and the team has been terrific. And I expect that they're going to act very quickly. And we are prepared as a company to make sure we get this medicine to as many patients as possible, as soon as possible after that approval.
Well, everyone is, of course, understandably encouraged by this news. But as Dr. Fauci was quick to remind us, it's not a knockout punch. It's not a miracle drug. It did improve outcomes by about 30% for severely ill patients. What is the implication of that?
Well, I think it's important to note that this is a medicine that's really for the most severe patients. This is for hospitalized patients. This is for patients that have really progressed very, very advanced in their disease. And what we see here is really, of course, not a cure, but a very, very significant and important treatment for patients. So what the data showed and what Dr. Fauci spoke to this week is that we can significantly reduce the time it takes for patients to get better. And that's very important in the hospital setting. The ability to get patients out of the hospital, home to their loved ones, is very important. But equally for the healthcare systems that we also know are overtaxed at this time, it allows those healthcare systems to get back to treating the patients that are in need. So this is a starting point, and we're not done. We want to continue to see how we can expand Remdesivir to more patient populations. And clearly, with other medicines and with vaccines to come, this is part, I think, the beginning of our ability to make an impact on this devastating virus.
Now, as I understand it, this is a very complex and lengthy manufacturing process for this drug. It's administered intravenously, as you mentioned, in the hospital setting. How much of it do you have? How quickly can you get it out there to patients once the FDA authorizes it?
Well, I'm really proud of the colleagues at Gilead that when we first became aware of this virus in January, first of all, we put our decades of antiviral experience to work, that same experience that was effective in turning HIV into a chronic illness and curing hepatitis C. We were prepared and ready for this virus because of some of the work we've done with Remdesivir for the past decade. And at that same time that we put Remdesivir into clinical trials, we also made the decision, before knowing it was going to be effective, to expand our capacity, knowing the global crisis this was and knowing we would have to be ready in the event that this turned out to be effective for patients. So we have gone from around 5,000 treatment courses to today almost 100,000 treatment courses. And because of our investments early, we think we will get to millions of treatment courses by the end of the year. So this is really important. Our scientists have been very effective at reducing the time it takes to make this medicine. But it is, as you say, a sophisticated chemical process that takes time.
Let's talk about cost and affordability. I know that you have donated the first 1.5 million doses of this medicine. Going forward, how will you ensure that it is affordable and it is something that can reach not just this country, but a global population?
Well, Gilead, there wasn't even a question, I can tell you, at the company when we made the decision to donate the entirety of everything in our supply chain today. we understand our responsibility here. I mean, our responsibility to get this medicine in the hands of as many patients as possible and really try to make a difference in this pandemic. So we will continue with that same spirit and that same mentality as we go from hundreds of thousands of doses to millions of doses. And I can assure you that we're all focused on making sure that we make this accessible and affordable to patients around the globe. That's what's going to drive us, and we take our responsibility very seriously here.
Well, I am no scientist, and perhaps this next question will show it, but we mentioned that Remdesivir is really for the most severely ill. Is there any application, is there any research being done to see if what works in a later stage of the disease could work earlier so that there'd be a more, an earlier intervention?
Right. So the results that were announced this week on the medicine Remdesivir showed that the medicine is effective in reducing the course of the illness. And we also showed, by the way, that many patients can benefit from only 5 days of IV treatment versus 10 days of IV treatment. It's also very important for patients in the healthcare system. But that was predominantly in the severe patient population. So we also have other studies that are underway right now that will look at bringing it to, if you like, more moderate hospitalized patients. And we'll look at different ways of potentially delivering this medicine to patients. We're looking at the possibility of taking this medicine and delivering it through a subcutaneous version or even perhaps an oral inhaled version. With the intention that maybe we can treat patients earlier in the hospital setting and perhaps even outside of the hospital setting. So our scientists are hard at work to see, now that we know that this medicine has an impact on patients, if we can bring it earlier into the disease. And you have our commitment that we'll work as hard as we can on that.
Yeah, and finally, just a thought. I mean, these are such extraordinary times. We're in the midst of a pandemic, and humanity is literally depending on companies like yours. And I think it's fair to say some people do have trust issues with pharmaceutical companies. How are you thinking about that responsibility in this context?
Well, you know, Savannah, I've been working in this biopharma research-based industry for a long time, and I'm very proud of what Gilead has done over the past 2 decades with HIV, with hepatitis C, and now taking that same scientific and medical knowledge and bringing it into cancer cures and rheumatoid arthritis. So we take our responsibility to patients very seriously. And I think it's very important that we understand our role here. And by the way, I'm just so impressed at the colleagues across the biopharma research-based industry. Everybody has dropped what they're doing, regardless of whether they're working on treatments or vaccines, and putting full effort to make a difference for this pandemic. It's really impressive to see. And let me just say, I feel very privileged to work with the colleagues at Gilead. I'm humbled by the success of their efforts over many decades. It's a real privilege, and we'll continue to show that we can make a difference with this pandemic in the future.
Well, I know all of us Americans are so grateful for the work of not just our healthcare workers, but our smart scientists and researchers who are doing this incredible life-saving work. Thank you for your time this morning, Mr. O'Day, and we wish you good luck in your future endeavors. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Savannah.